Good morning, students. Today we have discussed about three-phase half-wave control converter using R load. In previous class we have discussed about converter, control converter, types of control converter. The converters we have learned about different types of converter, definition of converters, and control converters. And we have discussed about different types of control converters, half wave control converters and full wave control converters, and types of control converters. It's the half wave control converters, full wave control converters, and uncontrolled converters. And half wave control converters and full wave control converters. The main objective of three-phase half wave control converter using R load is nothing but the advantage of three-phase converter over single-phase converters, and connection diagram of three-phase half wave control converter with R load, operation of three-phase half wave control converter with R load, and input and output waveform for R load, and derivation of average DC output voltage and DC output current with R load. Today we have discussed about these two topics. This is the circuit diagram for three-phase half-wave control converter. The connection diagram. Three-phase half-wave control converter, it consists of three thyristors. Only in three-phase circuit, a half-wave control, we have to control the output voltage in half cycle only. So here we have to use the each phase one thyristor we have to using. For each phase one thyristor we have to connect it. For the here consists of three phase A, phase B, phase C, and three thyristors T1, T2 and T3. These three thyristors, and these three thyristors connected. The anode of the T1 thyristor is connected with the phase A, and the anode of the T2 thyristor is connected to phase B, and anode of the T3 thyristor is connected with phase C. A three-phase AC supply is given to these three thyristors, and cathode of the each thyristor, cathode of the T1, cathode of the T2, cathode of the T3 is connected at common point. Then the load is connected across. The load is connected in between the common point. Is there in cathode of the each thyristors T1, T2, T3 thyristor connected to the common point and neutral point. The load is connected in between the common point is connected of three thyristors and neutral point, and the output voltage is produced across load. The neutral point is connected with the load. This is the circuit diagram. VA means the voltage across phase A, and VB means voltage at phase B, VC means the voltage of phase C. The three-phase supply is given by using the AC voltage supply, and it is directly feed to the each thyristors. This is the circuit diagram. This is the connection of circuit diagram. Here the waveform we have to observe. Here. These are for phase A. First, the conducting sequence, the three-phase half-wave control converter. In the three-phase half-wave control converter, produce the 3 load current pulse during the one half cycle of input AC supply. A 3-phase half-wave control converter produce 3 load current pulse during one cycle of input AC 3-phase supply. The VA, VB, VC are instantaneous input voltage applied to the thyristor T1 and T2 and T3, and V0 is instantaneous output voltage. The load may be the resistive load or any DC motor. The conducting sequence of thyristors. A thyristor is said to be forward bias when its anode connected to highest positive instantaneous voltage. The other thyristor is said to be reverse bias or reverse blocking mode. That is the thyristor T1, T2 and T3. The thyristor T1 and T2 and T3 will become forward bias at omega t pi by 6, 5 pi by 6 and 9 pi by 6 respectively. Pi by 6 means the thyristor T1 is connected, start to conducting at 30 degrees, and thyristor T2 is start to conducting at 150 degrees, and thyristor T3 is conducting at 270 degrees respectively. Let us suppose the firing pulse is applied at an angle of alpha. If firing angle is given at angle of alpha, then the thyristor T1 and T2 and T3 will be triggered at omega pi by 6 plus alpha, 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, 9 pi by 6 plus alpha respectively. Each thyristor will be conducting for 120 degree. And this is the your theoretically expression and theoretically words, and this is the working principle of this circuit diagram. And here suppose we have to assume that we have to observe that here at operation of three-phase control converter at omega t equal to pi by 6 plus alpha, you have to observe here the phase A and phase B is there, and phase C is there, and phase A, phase B and phase C, and phase C. So for the phase A, thyristor start conducting at T1, thyristor start conducting at pi by 6 plus alpha. Thyristor T1 start conducting, thyristor T1 start to conducting here thyristor T1 for the phase A, thyristor T1 start conducting at pi by 6 plus alpha, here pi by 6 plus alpha. At the pi by 6 time period, where pi by 6 means 30 degree, at 30 degree already phase C, for the phase C, T3 thyristor start conducting here, So at pi by 6, at the thyristor start conducting at the 30 degree, at the pi by 6, the thyristor T1 start conducting from pi by 6. Suppose the firing angle is given, the firing pulses is given at pi by 6 plus alpha, Why? Because here we have to control the output voltage. So for this region, we have to give the firing angle of alpha at an angle of 30 degree. So we have to give the firing angle and firing pulses given at the time interval of pi by 6 plus alpha. At the pi by 6 time period, the thyristor T3 already conducting for phase C. So we have to control the output voltage and output side. So given angle of alpha at pi by 6 plus alpha. So thyristor start to conducting at pi by 6 plus alpha. So the output voltage V0 is increases slightly. and it reached the maximum voltage. It is a maximum voltage, and the voltage decreases. At 5 pi by 6, at 5 pi by 6, and at 5 pi by 6, next phase is come to the conducting state. The next phase we have to apply. The for phase B is applied. So here for the phase B, thyristor T2 start conducting. For the phase B, thyristor T2 is start conducting at 5 pi by 6 plus 5 pi by 6, 5 pi by 6. At the 5 pi by 6 time period, the thyristor T2 start conducting. So suppose for the T3 thyristor, for the T2 thyristor at 5 by 6 plus alpha, the firing pulses we have to apply. Then we have to obtain the control output voltage. At 5 pi by 6, thyristor T2 start conducting for phase B. Thyristor T1 start conducting at 5 by 6, 5 by 6 to 5 pi by 6 here, and the for the T2 thyristor for the phase B, 5 pi by 6 to 9 pi by 6, 9 pi by 6 time period, thyristor T2 start conducting, and 9 pi by 6 to 9 pi by 6 to and 11 pi by 6, the thyristor T3 start conducting for the phase C. For 120 degree. 120 degree means 370 plus 360, next 9 degrees. So like this situation, for the alternative for phase A, phase B, phase C, thyristor T1, T2, T3 start conducting. Thyristor T1, T2, T3 start to conducting. Suppose you have to control the output voltage. The firing pulses is given by using external triggering circuits. So these firing pulses are gate pulses given to the each thyristor through the gate terminal. For the T1 thyristor gate, T2 thyristor gate, T3 thyristor gate, the firing pulse is given to the each thyristor of gate terminal. Then the firing pulses is given to the each thyristor. Then the thyristor start to conducting a delay angle of alpha. For example, for the phase A, T1 thyristor start conducting 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. The thyristor T1 is start conducting 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. So, and for the phase B, thyristor T2 start conducting 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. For the phase C, T3 thyristor start conducting at 9 pi by 6 plus alpha. Here for the phase A, T1 thyristor start conducting at pi by 6. For the phase B, thyristor T2 start conducting at 5 pi by 6. For the phase C, T3 thyristor start conducting at 9 pi by 6. Initially, the thyristor start to conducting at this time interval of each thyristor conducting for each phase. But we have to apply the firing pulses. Alpha, that is equal to 30 degree. You have to apply for the each thyristor for each phase. Then the thyristor start conducting a delay angle of alpha. For the phase A, we have to apply the firing pulses. Then it will be start conducting at 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. For the phase B, the thyristor T2 start conducting at 5 by 6 plus alpha. And for the phase C, T3 thyristor start conducting at 9 pi by 6 plus alpha. For this particular time period, the each thyristor start conducting at alternate phase. So the T1, T2, T3 thyristor start conducting. Then for the phase A, T1 thyristor start conducting. For the phase B, T2 thyristor start conducting. For the phase C, T3 thyristor start conducting. Next remains for the phase A, T1 start conducting. For the phase B, T2 start conducting. For the phase C, T3 thyristor start to conducting. So the continuous voltage for the condition of the 0 is less than, alpha is less than 30 degree, less than 30 degree. So this is the average output voltage. So this is the T1 and T2, T3. This is the average output voltage. The V0 is equal to average output voltage. For three phase, the thyristor, each thyristor star maximum conduction angle of each thyristor is the 120 degree. In three-phase circuits, the each thyristor T1, T2, T3, each thyristor, the maximum conduction angle is nothing but 120 degrees. In single phase, the maximum conduction angle is nothing but 180 degrees. 180 degree. This is the difference between the three-phase circuit and single phase circuit. In the three-phase thyristor, in three-phase circuit, the maximum conduction angle of thyristor is the 120 degree. In the single phase, the maximum conduction angle of thyristor is the only 180 degrees. Suppose we have to give the firing angle alpha, firing pulse alpha. So the thyristor start conducting a delay angle alpha. Then the output voltage is the control. So here this is the average output voltage, the V0 output voltage for alpha equal to 30 degree. This is the output for alpha equal to 30 degree. This is the V0 equal to continuous output voltage, means the 0 is less than, alpha is less than 30 degrees. That is the continuous output voltage. And this is the alpha equal to 30 degrees. And the output voltage for discontinuous output voltage, that means the alpha equal to greater than 30. So here the pi by 6 plus alpha, here alpha equal to 60 degree is there. Then thyristor start to conducting a delay angle of 60 degree. Then the average output voltage is like this in the fourth waveform, including the supply voltage, the fourth waveform. In the discontinuous output voltage mean here alpha equal to greater than 30. For the continuous output voltage, alpha equal to less than 30 degrees, and this is the alpha equal to 30 degrees, and this is equal to alpha equal to 60 degrees. This is the alpha equal to 30 degrees. This is the alpha equal to less than 30 degrees. This is the alpha equal to less than 30 degrees. This is the average output voltage. This is the output voltage for three-phase half-wave control converter with resistance load. So here this is the sequence. This is the conduction sequence. Of thyristor in three-phase half-wave control converter. For the phase A, thyristor T1 is start conducting at the 30 degrees. At the 150 degrees, the thyristor start conducting. T2 thyristor start conducting. And at 270 degrees, thyristor T3 is start conducting. And here thyristor T2 is start conducting. Here thyristor T1 is start conducting. For the phase A, thyristor T1 start conducting at 30 degrees. Why? Because 0 to 30 degree, all phase 3 are in phase 3 or T3 thyristor start to conducting in on state. For the phase C, here, T3 thyristor start conducting. So here the thyristor T1 for the phase A start conducting after 30 degrees. From 30 degree to 150 degree only. For the conduction period of each thyristor in three-phase circuits, 120 degree only. For the conduction period, this conduction period is the only 120 degree. 30 to 150 means only 120 degree conduction period in three-phase circuit. But in single-phase circuit is the 180 degrees. Conduction period is the 120 degrees. Suppose here firing angle of alpha is given. If firing angle alpha equal to greater than 30, that means here 60 degree we have to applied. Then the thyristor start conducting a delay angle of alpha, So here thyristor sequence is nothing but T1 thyristor start conducting it from 30 to 150 degrees. For the phase B, thyristor T2 start conducting from 180 degrees to 270 degrees, and thyristor T3 start conducting for the phase C 270 to 390 degrees. Next remain the phase A is coming, and so T1 start to conducting. So this is the continuous. This conduction sequence is the continuous in within 1 second. The 50 cycles is the produced. 50 cycle output is the produce. So this is the conduction sequence of thyristors. So this is the for the phase A. T1 start conducting. For the phase B, T2 start conducting. For the phase C, T3 start to conducting. The conduction sequence. So here at omega pi by 6 plus alpha, already we have to discuss here omega pi by 6 plus alpha, So pi by 6 plus alpha. So the T1 act as a short circuited, and T2 T3 act as a open circuited. So T1 is the forward bias, T2 T3 is the reverse bias. T1 act as a forward bias, T2 and T3 is the reverse bias. Suppose the firing angle alpha is given, so pi by 6 plus alpha. So the T1 is a short circuited, that means it start to conducting, so it will be short circuited. So the current is flowing through the load A, T1 and load and neutral. This is the output current, and output voltage is produced across the load, resistance load. And at omega pi by 6 plus alpha, at omega pi by 6 plus alpha, that means the omega pi by 6 plus alpha means like this. Here omega pi by 6 plus alpha. For the phase B, the T2 start to conducting. The thyristor T2 start to conducting. Here. So the T2 is act as a short circuited, that means the closed switches. T1 and T3 is the reverse bias. So for the phase A, T2 is the forward bias, it will be start to conducting, so it is act as a short circuited, and remains two thyristors, T1 and T3 is the reverse bias, so it will be open circuited. So here for the phase B, the output current is flowing through the load from, for the phase B, T2 resistance load and neutral. So the average output voltage is produced across the load for the phase B. Next time interval 9 pi by 6 plus alpha. For the phase C, the thyristor start conducting at 9 pi by 6 plus alpha. So suppose the firing pulses is given. What will happen? The thyristor start conducting a delay angle of alpha. So at the 9 pi by plus 6, the thyristor T3 act as a reverse forward bias, T1 T2 act as a reverse bias. So T3 act as a short circuited and T1 T2 act as a open circuited. So the current flowing through the load is for the phase C and T3 and resistance load and neutral. The average output voltage V0 is for the phase C is produced across the load. So the instantaneous output voltage is connected across R load from omega t equal to 9 pi by 6 plus alpha to 9 pi 6 plus alpha to 120 degree is the conduction period, the maximum conduction period. So this is the construction and working principle of three-phase control converter, three-phase control converters. This is the average output voltage and average output current for the resistance load. It is the average output voltage, and current also same, output current also same waveform for the resistance load. Why? Because there is no phase angle difference between the voltage and current wave, voltage and current wave. So here there is no phase difference, mean so the power factor is nothing but the phase angle is a 0, the power factor is the unity. Why? Because the voltage phasor and current phasor for the resistance load, the in phase to each other, there is no difference between the voltage, there is no angle difference between the voltage phasor and current phasor, in phase to each other. So the average output voltage, the magnitude of average output voltage for the thyristor T1 for phase A, thyristor T2 for phase B, thyristor T3 for phase C. So we have to calculate the average output voltage, for the corresponding phase. So the average output voltage equal to the area under the curve over the considered cycle and the time period for the same cycle, So the time period means 1 by time period, periodic time. So the integration of VA d omega t, the phase A for the phase A voltage, So V out equal to 1 by time period and integration of VA and d omega t. So here the case A, if the output voltage is continuous, that condition is nothing but 0 is less than, alpha is less than 30 degrees for the continuous time interval, for this one, continuous output voltage for this one. I have to calculate the value of for this one. So that value is nothing but here the value is nothing but here P out equal to 1 by 2 pi by 3, 1 by 2 pi by 3 for here 3 phase. So complete cycle is a 1 pi 0 to 2 pi. So for the 3 phase by 3, so 1 by 2 pi by 3, and the integration is nothing but pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, So here the pi by 6 to 5 pi by 6 here, pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 alpha for the 3 phase. So 3 cycle you have to take in. So the 1 by 2 pi, here 1 by 2 pi, here 1 by 2 pi by 3, pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. So for the phase A, the VA d omega t. So 3 by 2 pi and pi by 6 plus alpha, integration of 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. So the Vrms sin omega t d omega t. So the Vrms is a common. So we are not Vrms, the maximum output voltage for the phase, the maximum voltage for the phase. So the 3 Vm by 2 pi, the integration of sin omega t d omega t equal to minus cos omega t. So pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. This is the integration. This is the time interval. So we have to apply the upper limit and after the lower limit. Then we have to simplify this equation. 3 root 3 V maximum for phase by 2 pi cos alpha. This is the output voltage. This is the output voltage for the phase A. Output voltage for the phase A. Where the Vm is the maximum value of phase voltage. The maximum voltage of phase voltage. So this is the output voltage for the maximum value. So the Vout equal to 1 by 2 pi by 3 by 3. So the pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. For the phase A, Va equal to d omega t. So the 3 by 2 pi, the integration of 5 by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, the maximum phase voltage sin omega t d omega t. So the maximum phase voltage is common, this is the constant parameter. So the integration of sin omega t with respect to d omega t minus cos omega t, and we have to apply the upper limit and lower limit. The upper limit is nothing but 5 pi by 6 plus alpha and minus of minus cos 5 by 6 plus alpha. We have to simplification of after this one, then we have to obtain the output voltage V out equal to 3 by root 3 V maximum output maximum value of phase voltage by 2 pi cos alpha. For the case B means this is the discontinuous mode. This is a discontinuous mode. That means alpha equal to greater than 60 degrees. So here the output voltage equal to 1 by 2 pi by 3 for the 3 phase route. So 3 and integration of pi by 6 plus alpha to pi, 5 by 6 plus alpha to pi. So for the phase A, the maximum for the phase A, so VA d omega t. Then here constant parameter is the common 3 Vmp by 2 pi, the maximum phase value. Vmp means the maximum phase value. So 3 Vm by 2 pi and integration of sin omega t with respect to d omega t minus cos omega t So cos omega t, and time interval is nothing but pi by 6 plus alpha to pi, So we have to apply the upper limit and lower limit and simplify this equation. Then we have to obtain the average output voltage and output voltage V0. For the discontinuous mode, the output voltage is nothing but 3 Vmp by 2 pi 1 plus cos of pi by 6 plus alpha. After simplification of above equation, then the output voltage equal to 3 Vmp by 2 pi 1 plus cos of pi by 6 plus alpha, Next, the case is the continuous and discontinuous mode output voltage, and for the phase B and phase C the same thing. We have to calculate the average output voltage. So this is the 3-phase half-wave control converter with resistance load, average output voltage for the continuous mode and discontinuous mode, continuous mode value. Next, so here what we have to learn in this topic, today's topic, the conduction sequence of thyristor in 3-phase half-wave control converter is conduction sequence is nothing but pi by 6 plus alpha for the phase A T1 thyristors and 5 pi by 6 plus alpha for the phase B T2 thyristors, and for the phase C 9 pi by 6 plus alpha for the phase C T3 thyristors start to conducting respectively. Each thyristor will be conduct one at a time for 180 degree. Each thyristor conduct one at a time for 120 degree. And the average DC output voltage of 3-phase half-wave control converter is decreases as increasing the firing angle alpha, If alpha is increases, that is the firing pulses is increases, the average output voltage is the decreases. So by using this converter, so by using the thyristor, we have to conversion and controlling the output voltage. We have to conversion the energy from one form to another form and control the output voltage and control the output voltage. The expression for average DC output voltage, that is the V naught R. For the resistance load, the V out is equal to 3 into root 3 Vm maximum Vm per phase by 2 pi into cos alpha per continuous wave. And for discontinuous waveform, average output voltage is equal to 3 Vmp by 2 pi 1 plus cos of pi by 6 plus alpha for discontinuous mode. So this is the we have to discuss today's topic. This is alpha equal to 30 degree. This is the alpha equal to 30 degree, and this is the output voltage and output voltage waveform. You have to observe for the phase A, T1 thyristor start conducting. For the phase B, thyristor T2 start conducting. For the phase C, thyristor T3 start conducting. This is the average output voltage for continuous output voltage and discontinuous output voltage. This is a conduction sequence. You have to draw the figure. Already uploaded in YouTube channel this output waveform, and this is the circuit diagram. For the resistance load is only this one, and some the quiz question is there. In control rectifier, the nature of the load current, that is whether the load current is continuous or discontinuous. In control rectifier, the nature of the load current, that is whether the load current is continuous or discontinuous, does not depend on the types of load and firing angle of delay, and depends on both the types of load and firing angle delay, and depends on only the types of phase and depends on only the firing angle delay. So the option so the option B is correct answer. Depend upon the types of load and firing angle alpha. Suppose for the resistance load, the current is the discontinuous. For the inductance load, the current is the continuous. And the phase angle alpha also. Suppose the phase angle alpha is increases. For the phase angle of alpha is depends on the types of here the option B is the correct answer. The phase angle depends upon the both types of load. For the resistance load, the current is the discontinuous, and for the inducting loads, current is the continuous. Suppose here the firing angle is the changing from the 0 to 180 degrees, the resistance load and also inductance load. So here for the inductance load, after 30 degrees, at the 60 degree is there, at the 30 degree extension angle is the produce, but not the extension angle is the does not produce after the 30 degrees. So here the current is the discontinuous. So here the option B is the correct answer. That depend upon the both types of types of load and firing angle alpha. So this is the option B is the correct answer. Second question. A three-phase half-wave control converter produce discontinuous output voltage if when the discontinuous voltage output voltage is produced 30 is less than alpha is less than 150 degree 150 degree, or 30 0 is less than alpha is less than is 30 degree, and option D is nothing but 30 is greater than alpha is greater than 150 degree. Which option is the correct one? You have to observe this one here. You have to observe here. Discontinuous output voltage, the alpha is less, so 30 degree is less than alpha is less than 150 degrees. This is the your answer. So here 30 degree is less than alpha is less than 150 degree is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. And question number 3. The conducting sequence of thyristor in a three-phase half-wave control converter, for a firing angle of alpha equal to 45 degree is firing angle alpha. The conduction sequence of thyristor in three-phase half-wave control converter for a firing angle of alpha equal to 45 degree. So what is the conduction sequence? Is nothing but 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, that means pi by 6 means 30 degrees plus alpha means 45 degrees. 30 plus 45 is nothing but 75 degrees. Where is the 75 degrees? In which option we have to observe the 75 degrees? Option B. So here the option B is the correct answer. 75 degrees, 195 degrees and 315 degrees. So next 5 pi by the next for the phase B, thyristor T2 at conduction period is nothing but 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. This is the conduction period. This is the conduction period for thyristor T2. 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, where alpha equal to 45 degree. Alpha equal to 45 degrees. So 5 pi by 6 means how much? 180 by 6, 30, 150. 150 plus 45 how much? 195. 150 plus 45, 195. So here 195. Where is the 195? In option B we have to observe. So the option B is the correct answer. 75, 195, 315. So option B is the correct answer. Next, fourth question. In a three-phase half-wave control converter, each thyristor will be conduct for. In three-phase half-wave control converter, each thyristor conduction period how much? This is the meaning of this question. How much the conduction period of thyristor in three-phase half-wave control converter? The option A is 120 degrees, option B is 90 degrees, option C is 180 degrees, option D is 360 degrees. So option A 120 degree is conduction period. The maximum conduction period of in three-phase half-wave control converter is 120 degrees. But in single phase, the maximum conduction period of each thyristor is nothing but 180 degrees. So the option A is option A for the three-phase here mentioned three-phase half-wave control converter. So each thyristor will be conduction period in nothing but 120 degrees. And these are the frequently asked question. Draw the connection diagram of three-phase half-wave control converter with resistance load and explain the construction sequence of the thyristor in three-phase half-wave control converter, and explain the operation of three-phase half-wave control converter with resistance load with neat waveform. And next question is nothing but derive an expression for average DC output voltage of a three-phase half-wave control converter with resistance load in case of continuous conduction and discontinuous conductions. So these are the most important question. So just in one time ask only continuous conduction mode and discontinuous conduction mode. What are the operation of three-phase half-wave control converter? Continuous mode and continuous mode and discontinuous mode. This is the question. Next question. Explain the operation of three-phase half-wave control converter with resistance load and with need waveform. And list the advantages of three-phase half-wave control converter over single-phase half-wave control converter. So here some advantage is there. You have to observe this one. This is the advantages. The three-phase advantage of three-phase over single-phase. The higher ripple frequency. The higher ripple frequency is there. So ripple content is very high is there. So many ripple content we have to observe in three-phase circuits. Higher ripple frequency and lesser the filtering requirement for the smooth output load current. So the requirement of filtering circuit is the less. The filtering circuit is the less in three-phase circuit over the single phase, and the load performance is superior at load current is mostly continuous, as load current is mostly continuous in three-phase converters. The load performance is superior as the load current is mostly continuous in three-phase converter. This is the advantages. These are the advantages of three-phase half-wave control converter over single-phase converters. So these are the different frequently asked question, and these are the objective type questions. These are descriptive type questions. Okay, thank you. So any doubt, just the put in description. This is circuit diagram, and this is the conduction sequence. This is the operation of for the each phase, for the phase A, for the phase B, and for the phase C. Phase A and phase B and the phase C. This is the operation. This is the average output voltage for the corresponding circuits.